it's your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, and today we're gonna get into the new Kaleidos collection. So I just got my box in the mail, like I think it was Thursday. I'm pretty sure it was Thursday. I got the bundle set. They let you buy a highlighter, the contour palette, and then like one of the eyeshadow palettes, like 48 bucks. So I went ahead and did that. So of course I got the darkest one they had because they only have 3 shades. We'll get into my thoughts on that in a second. Then I had the eyeshadow palette. Of course, y'all know about the purple one. Who was buying the neutral one with a duochrome pink gold shade or whatever? No, we weren't doing that. And then remember I told you all I wanted to get Mars Melter along with the diamond one, but I only bought one, so I got Mars Melter this time. So I'm kind of glad I did wait, so that way I got a whole little bundle set for cheaper. I didn't get the lip gloss. I have the lip gloss from last time, so we're going to use that because I told y'all I didn't like their gloss formula, so why buy another one just to show a different color of sheer gloss? I like a more opaque gloss, so it's not for me for that reason alone. I have the old palette here with me along with the blushes. I heard they don't make these anymore, though. I don't know if it's because they got backlash because this lady is super dark, but yet I can't use this fucking shade at all. I don't know if that's what it was or whatever, but I'm going to just stick to the Lo-Fi Peach, and that one didn't do that great on me, but, you know, we're going to use this since we got them. I have my Astro Pink palette over here, so we compare the formula to the original one, just because, you know, they were saying that the formulas aren't the same and that they changed up something. That's what I heard. But first, I want to start with this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Eye Base. I was super excited to see this at Sephora because I've been wanting to try a primer to put underneath the eyes before I put on my concealer and stuff. I was hoping it would help with my dark circles. So I have this concealer brush from ABH that I am going to use underneath the eyes to put it on. But yeah, the reason I don't have my face done, by the way, I probably should mention that too, is remember in the last collection they came out with a sponge and I never used it for y'all like I was supposed to. So I just got done using it. Oh, it's nice and creamy, and it seems really hydrating. And I already have an eye cream on top of that, so I'm hoping this will give a little extra help. I'm not going to put it on my eyelid just because I figure that's not going to really be helpful. Plus, you know, I already have oily eyelids, so I feel like I don't really need to be concerned about that. Anyway, I'm trying to put it underneath the eye, but I figured we could use the sponge today, which is why I already started some of my makeup. Like you can see, I spot conceal my face because it's going to be a long video because I have like 3 purple palettes to compare to this purple palette to see if you really need this purple palette. So I want to get some of this done on camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my foundation and concealer on camera just so you can see how the sponge works. And I'll like put powder underneath my eyes. And then I'll come back to you all to do like the blush and the new contour palette and highlighter. And then we'll do the eyeshadow palette last. And then we'll talk about all my thoughts on all this stuff. So I'm going to take this foundation, the, what do you call it? The new Lancome foundation, not the old one that everybody loves, the Tinty Doll. I actually gave my Tinty Doll away to my grandma. Well, what happened was it was old and she doesn't wear makeup anymore, but she likes to always go through mine. So what I do is when I have an older foundation that I can't use anymore and I know she doesn't wear makeup anymore, so I know it's not gonna like harm her in any way, I'll just like leave it sitting around somewhere, and then when she thinks she's slick and coming up on something and sneaking and stealing some of my stuff, she's really not, because I already placed it there for her. And that way she can feel like she got away with something, even though she didn't get away with jack squat. I know you stole my stuff. Anyway, I know that was just real random, but like she tries to do that a lot, like go through my stuff and try to take my stuff all the time. I'm like, are you a teenage girl? Like, why are you constantly going through my stuff? I don't understand. But I swear, y'all, she does it like all the time. It's like super annoying. I was like, I swore my sibling was a boy and he was like damn near 50. So why is all my stuff being bothered and coming up missing? But she does that with everyone's stuff. I don't know if that's part of like having dementia or whatever, but like she is always digging through somebody's stuff. Like y'all know I usually wear those satin scrunchies to my arm. I don't have them on my arm today because I had took them off when I got in the shower, because obviously I don't want like wet scrunchies to put on my head when I get out of the shower. And I came back in the bathroom to get them, and she had like stole them. I'm like, what are you gonna do with scrunchies? Because like y'all, her hair is falling out because she doesn't follow what her beautician told her to do. And then whenever my mom tries to help her, she is always, you know, like being difficult for no reason. I'm gonna take this UA concealer and put this underneath the eyes. I like to put cream concealers on first and then liquid, because I heard Patrick Starr saying that what do you call it? What's her boy's name? That Makeup by Ariel. Kylie's, makeup artist said that you should use a cream concealer first and then a liquid concealer last. So that's why I'm putting that on first. But we're going to let that sit for a little while. Where's my brush for concealer? And then we're going to start blending out this foundation. I just need to find this concealer brush real quick. There it was on the other end. That's why I couldn't find it. So, take the brush and start blending out the foundation. Now, I only use one pump of foundation, but I felt like the concealer I put on to spot conceal my face was pretty decent, so I don't have to use a whole bunch of pumps. I'm trying to calm down on a whole bunch of pumps because I actually like the way the Rare Beauty makes me look, because it's like it's really full coverage, but at the same time, it, you know, looks kind of natural. I've been into that a little bit lately, like not to the point where I'm like, that would be my whole routine. Y'all know I always love a good cake face situation, so I will be cake faking it, but not to the point where it's like, you know, I look like a drag queen and like it looks cake fakish. You just need to like know where to have a nice happy medium. And I'm trying to find mine. So blend out the concealer now that we've done that. I'm just lightly patting it. So we're going to try out the sponge finally on camera. I did use it just to pat out the concealer, so it wouldn't have those harsh lines when we started off with the video. But I feel like it feels kind of rubbery when I bounce it on my face. I don't know what that's about. So I can't say I necessarily like it off first impression. I probably have to use it some more. Or we have to use it a few more times in the video. But right now, I'm not necessarily liking it. I feel like it feels real silicone-y, spongy, like, and not like a Beauty Blender type sponge, which is why I like a little more softer of a sponge. I feel like if you like a more, I don't know, I guess firm sponge, you like this, but I don't like it. Yeah, it's not soft enough for me. So now that we got the foundation on, let's make sure. Okay, yeah, it covered up a lot. I was right, that Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer did a good job. So we're going to use the Dermablend Concealer in the shade 50W. And put that on real quick. I was going to use the Lip Bar Concealer, but I was like, I haven't used this one in a while. And I'm going to use Lip Bar Foundation Concealer Monday mixed with another concealer to see how another foundation to see how I like it. Because I don't know what it is about the foundation, but I think it's mainly just the brush that irritates me. Because the foundation looked nice once it warmed with my skin. It was just I hated that damn brush that they attached to it and forced me to use. But with foundations like that, serum-y type foundations, I usually have to mix them in with like a foundation with more coverage that I like better. So I'm thinking about trying to mix it in with, what is that? I'm thinking about trying to mix it in with the Too Faced one, believe it or not. I mean, not Too Faced one, the Tart one. That face tape they came out with after they fucked up with the Shape Tape foundation. And they just tried to rename it face tape. Like, you weren't supposed to know. You trying to really do what you should do in the first place and make colors for everyone. I'm thinking about mixing in with that one, because I do like that one okay. And I know that one's going to give me more coverage, but I'll still have a somewhat natural, I woke up like this look if I use lip bar. So I'm hoping I'll like have a nice balance, because like I want to like the lip bar one. It's just I'm not into foundations that are that light, and that damn brush just ruins that whole situation for me with that foundation. If you didn't see the review, I try to remember to link it up there or on one of the cards, since I think it's going to be about 3, 4, 5 cards for this one, just because we have to review so much stuff. I kind of want a little more yellow underneath here, so I might go in with a yellow concealer and mix a little bit of this in. Because although this is warm, I don't know. I feel like it's giving me like more peachy vibes than it is like yellow. And y'all know I like a yellow under eye. So I have the yellow full spectrum concealer from CoverGirl over here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use that. I heard they're supposed to be discontinued that line. But it's like, I'm not surprised, because I feel like a lot of people don't really check for CoverGirl, not to be mean. I feel like people check for L'Oreal, Maybelline, like Wet n Wild, Elf, people like that. I feel like they don't really check for like Revlon and Almay and like CoverGirl. Let me know what y'all think though. Do y'all be checking for CoverGirl? Because I know I don't. I mean, they have come out with a hit product every now and again, and then they usually take it off the market, which is the stuff that I actually like the Ready Set Gorgeous. I like that, and of course they got rid of that. Then I liked what's the other one? The Healthy Elixir, and then they got rid of that. So I'm like, it seems like everything I like they get rid of. That new foundation they came out with, though, the one that had like, what is those, like 50 shades or something like that. I feel like they personally launched that one wrong, just because like you couldn't get all the shades in stores. So it's like, if you're a drugstore foundation, you launch all these shades, and I still got to go like to your website, or I still got to I can't buy it in store and it's supposed to be a drugstore foundation. It's like, you know how crazy that sounds and looks, right? So I feel like they fudged that up, and maybe that's why people don't check for them. I don't know what it is, but I've never been one like truly checks for CoverGirl. Besides when they had like the Queen collection with what's her name? Well, Queen Latifah. But I don't know, they just don't do it for me. And I don't know what it is that they don't do, but it's like they just don't do it. I feel like Maybelline and L'Oreal and like Wet n Wild and Elf just do it better. Not to mention you got all these other affordable brands like CoverGirl, and you got JCat, and you got LA Girl. So it's like you got all these other people that are doing it, and I feel like they're doing it better than you. So it's like, I don't know how some of these brands stay in business. I swear no. We have the face palette, the Charisma Contour palette, and look at the packaging. Like, I feel like they do such a cool job with packaging. As you says, warm and deep, simple yet sophisticated shadow play. And then you open it up like this, and it tells you on here, along with the little card that's in here. Because I did already take these out because I had to take pictures for IG. So I'm post pictures for IG at hopefully 12 o'clock. And then we'll see how well that goes. But see, it has the same little card in there to show you which colors go with what. So it have this more golden-esque type shade. I don't know what this one's supposed to be for. I heard this one's supposed to be like for your nose or something like that. And then this is just supposed to be the bronzer. I don't know. Let's see that. Shade. Yeah, you're supposed to shade like from your eye to your nose. And then the chisel one, you're supposed to put around your temple, around your face, and around here. And then the fill, which is the top one, they have you're supposed to use in certain places. So I'll read it as we go along. But I was somewhat excited about that just because I was like, I want to see. But we're going to talk about my thoughts on it in a second, too. Cause I got some. We all know I got some. And it's not like a criticism per se. It's more like a you can do better with this type of situation. But it is interesting the way they put these face palettes together. Like I said, once I actually started using it with Top out of D. I didn't plan to do my whole face on here, but I was like, since I had to do the sponge review, which I'm not liking right now, I figured I'd just go ahead and do the majority of my face on here because, you know, you guys see how the sponge works. And the places it works and all that. I mean, it's blended out the product nicely. I just like a softer sponge. That's what it comes down to. So it's not bad. Like I said, if you like a firmer sponge, I feel like you'll like this sponge. But I don't like it. And I didn't try the contour one because it's like, I don't even like to shape it out one to even like be bothered. I don't even like to shape it in order to be bothered, child. Who got that? Y'all, I'm so excited because today is the day that the Shroud Cosmetics palette launches from Beauty Bean. And I got an alarm set for 11 o'clock. So I will be grabbing it. That palette looks amazing. Like, that color story is everything. I like the fact that she stuck to who she was and, you know, like gave us a grungy looking color story instead of trying to, like, add some, like, you know, neutrals in there to help boost sales with the masses. She kept true to who she was and her true audience, and I can definitely appreciate that girl because I would have been looking at her like she was crazy if I saw any browns in this palette. Like, ma'am, what the fuck is this? Like, ma'am, what is this? You know, damn well you ain't using no brown shade. Stop playing with me. Because I be hating when people do that. Like, they trying to sell to the masses instead of, you know, like, making it true to something they would like. Now, if you like neutrals and that's your, like, color story, then, yeah, you should probably make that for your followers. But it's like, we all know that she uses these crazy, like, wild, like, bright, colorful shadows. So it's like, if she uses that and then she came with a neutral palette, I'd been looking at her like she's crazy. I'd have been like, oh, so this is money grab, got it. Because that's what you're telling me by using these neutral ass shades, and you know damn well that's not what you use. So shout out to her for, you know, being her true colorful self and coming out with an actual colorful palette. Because now, you know, I'm super hyped and excited. I'm using CoverGirl powder, by the way, while I was talking shit about them earlier. I tried this out recently because I remember Too Much Mouth was talking about how nice it was. And CoverGirl had, like, if you bought like this amount of stuff from CVS, you got like a certain amount of cash back. So I just bought this so I could get the cash back. But it's actually working pretty nicely with this concealer and foundation. And the first time I used it, I didn't like it. So maybe it just works better with these particular products because it's looking really nice on the face, as you can see. So you just pull the top off. It doesn't like to spin or anything. That's good. Sorry, y'all. That was just random. I'm going to take this Tarte Shape Tape Setting Powder. I had this a while ago. I think I bought it off some YouTuber who gets PR from them because, you know, they still send, like, the whole collections to everybody instead of just sending, you know, what the people can actually use. So, I mean, it always works to my advantage because sometimes, like, I don't necessarily check for a brand or work with a brand, but I still want to try, like, the product from the brand. And then that way I don't have to give them my actual money. I can give it to the person that they send to for free. So, that's what I love about people selling PR. Now, I know some people say you're not supposed to sell it and, like, have a problem with it, but I'm like, I feel differently only because I guess I'm a YouTuber who doesn't get PR and it helps their fellow, you know, beauty community. For those YouTubers who can't necessarily go out and buy that new thing, but they still want to feature it on their channel, they can buy it from that YouTuber who got the PR. So it's like, I feel like the people that get PR don't look at it that way. They're just like, oh, you're betraying the brand and all that. But it's like, there are plenty of brand, you know, YouTubers out there who would kill to get PR and these people are taking it for granted. But it's like, again, it's working in your favor. Not to mention, if they can't wear the colors and they don't know nobody who has that color, they're helping, again, the YouTube community by selling the PR. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily do that because a lot of the stuff that people get in PR, like Diypansy can wear. And I have, like, cousins who could wear. So I wouldn't necessarily sell mine. Plus, I like to give to women's shelter. So I understand the ones who do that because that is helpful as well. Some of them can't afford to do it as well. But if you are going to sell it, I ain't mad at you, sis, because I can easily pick it up. And then I don't have to worry about having to go through the brand, wait for the brand to ship it to me and all that good stuff there. So that's just my personal take on it, but teach his own. We're going to spray my face with all this powder. And then we'll finally get into, like, some of the stuff from this collection. So, Glam Glow. Like I told you, I'm just trying to use it up. It's literally like that much when the bubbles leave. And so I'm just trying to finish it all up. I feel like on camera my face is lighter than my neck, but hopefully it'll warm up to my face a little bit later because right now I feel like I just look crazy. And it's not a vibe, sis. It's not a vibe at all. I did get that yellow brightness in the middle of my face and I wanted once I added the powder, so I don't think I necessarily need to add that yellow concealer from CoverGirl, but you know, we already did it, so it's too late. And you know, my face doesn't look super bad. It's just, I feel like it looks lighter than the rest of my body. So I don't know how to feel about that, but you know, it's too late. We're here. I'm going to have an awesome eye look on, so hopefully nobody noticed that this doesn't look right. And like I said, hopefully it warms to my skin. Okay, so let's start off with, let's see. I don't know why they started off with the Chisel shade. Because I want to start off with the Feel shade, the one at the top, this one. So it says Feel. Use the shade Feel above your cheek contour to enhance its effect and just below your outer eyebrow. Apply to your chin, the bridge of your nose, lower central forehead, and the top of your cheek / under your eyes to bring out the high points of your face. Okay, I'm all about bringing out the high points of my face, so we're definitely going to do it that way. And I have the setting powder brush over here from Real Techniques, so we're going to use it for that for once instead of for a highlighter brush. So that's the color. Okay, so my thoughts that I meant to start talking about with this while I'm putting this stuff on. Oh, so it's more like a peachy shade, like, what is it called? Like the KKW thing did when she did her contour set. She had her like light color or whatever. And she had a peachy tone shade like this. My skin tone. But I felt like hers was more orange. And that's why people's looking at her ass like she's crazy. Like, who the fuck finna put this orange ass shade underneath the eyes, girl? So I just bought the yellow one because I was like, I wasn't feeling like how orange the orange shade was. But anyway, about this particular palette. I found it interesting that they missed the core audience that the normal, you know, American market usually reaches for when it came to this palette, which is, you know, medium. Jackie talked about it in her, what is it? Beauty blender video when that foundation first came out was like 2 years ago now or something. At least a year ago. But yeah, Jackie talked about it. And it's like, you know, the medium category is always addressed. So the fact that they don't have a medium face palette to me was funny as hell because I'm like, how y'all miss the core audience of the American market when all these American YouTubers are talking about you, but you ain't make no shade for them? Like Karen Harris talked about it. The Fancy Face talked about it. Neither one of them have a contour palette they can use. I don't know if they were so focused on making sure they made one this tone because people called them out about the blushes they made with the dark skinned people on it, and then like you open it and no dark skinned person could use this shit, because it's hard for me to use this. I have to mix in the highlighters looking shades just so that way it'll halfway look decent on me. So it's like, I don't know if they got so focused on that, and that's why they made sure they made one for people my skin tone, and they just said fuck Karen in the fancy face and all the medium category situations. But I thought that was funny as hell, because I'm like, how you gonna miss the people who, you know, like the American market is always catering to. But like I said, I feel like it was because they got called out for not necessarily having one that caters to people that look like me. So they wanted to make sure they didn't fuck that up. So they were like, we just gonna make sure that we got a deep one, a light one, and a fair one. Is that how it went or something? I forgot. But yeah, the point is they fucked up. Because I'm sure people will receive it once it gets here, but I'm sure a whole bunch of people will complain. But I hear they take criticism well, and they like fix those problems when they do have them. So maybe they'll, you know, just be fine with the criticism and go ahead and do whatever the hell it is they need to do to fix it. I don't know. That's what I've heard from people who buy from the brand frequently. I don't think I buy from them that frequently, but you know, I don't know. I'm taking the, what is shade is this? The shade now, and I'm going to like put a little bit on my face, not a whole lot, because y'all know contouring is not my thing. We saw from the, what do you call it, video, the battle of the video with Neon MUA and Tammy, that's not so my thing. And I need to reach for Neon's palette more, because it was a banger. It was fire. It was that hot fire. It was amazing. It's just more of, I think I don't reach for it as much because, you know, I know with Tammy's at least I'll have the highlighter in there. And since I kept the one without the highlighter and I just have two like contour or bronzer shades or whatever, I think that's why I don't reach for it as much, because it's not like it has anything to do with the formula. I told y'all in the video, like, it was a beautiful formula, and it is. It's just more of, you know, since I got sent the wrong one and I gave my other one away to one of my loyal followers, I was just like, you know, I don't reach for it as much because I know I'm not going to have everything. I'm still going to have to pick up a separate thing. So I figure I might as well just pick up all separate things. But I'm going to try to make myself, like, you know, reach for it more. Maybe I can find, like, a highlighter that's in the same square pan and just pop it out. Because I do have the Huda palette. So maybe I'll just pop one of the Huda colors out of the Huda palette and take that contour and put it in her palette. So that way when I go on vacation, I already have highlighters and a contour in it. Yeah, so I'm really liking the way they blended out. They blended out nice. I think I picked up a little bit more on this side than I did on the other side. But I just used that same brush that had the fill shade in it. As you can see, it looks really nice on the skin. So now we're going to go in with the Chisel shade, which is supposed to be the bronzer, I'm assuming. And I think I just used the contour. Now this one looks super rich. Let me swatch all three of these while I'm thinking about it. So we're going to swatch fill, shade, and chisel. So fill, shade, chisel. I feel like fill didn't pick up that well, so let me swatch into it again. But since it's just so slightly bright underneath the eye, maybe it's not supposed to pick up that well. I don't know. But these are the three shades. This is the one we're about to put on now, which is the chisel shade. So let's go ahead and chisel our face. But yeah, I'll say these products perform really nicely. I'm quite impressed. And y'all know I'm greatly impressed with Kaleidos. So if I'm saying I'm impressed, it's a big deal. And I always feel bad when I talk about the brand, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like people make them out to be more than what they are. I've always felt that way from the first time I tried them. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the sci-fi green and the astral pink. Those are my two favorite palettes from them. But like the first ones I tried, I didn't really like too much. The radioactive one is okay. I heard they don't make that one anymore. I believe I heard, I think it was Angelica say that they don't make it anymore. But, you know, I have it. And to me, it was just like, you know, the radioactive palette from Melt, and they just added some shimmers. And when it first came out, I felt like they were just trying to, like, dupe a lot of Melt stuff, because it's like they copied the Gemini palette with the sci-fi green one. And then I feel like they copied the radioactive palette with the, you know, I forgot the name of that palette, but I feel like they just copied off that. So I was like, at first I felt like they were just trying to copy everything that Melt did. And I guess that's why I wasn't checking for them that much, because as we all know, I am a proud Melt stan. So the fact that they were, you know, like just doing all this stuff that Melt had already did, I was just looking at them side eye like, so you think you just finna come do everything that Melt did, and I'm just supposed to buy this and be happy? And I know, like, with certain brands, it's okay to... I mean, I know some people don't like when people buy dupe things or when people dupe other brands. And I get it because it's like, you know, they took their time and creativity to make this. And here you come just, you know, like, copying their shit. Like, I get that that's not always appreciated. But at the same time, I see the other side where, you know, everybody can't afford to give Natasha Denona $129. Everybody can't afford to give Mother Pat, you know, not even $78, especially with the way the economy is now. So it's like, I understand why dupe brands exist and I don't get mad at them for it. It's just more of, you know, like when people are trying to make it seem like it's so wonderful and it's so this and so that. It's like, I don't know. Or it might just be like, I just feel that way with certain brands. And, you know, Melt is that brand I feel that way about. So it could be that too. I'm not going to like negate that part of it. But anyway, let's get into this blush. I'm going to use, what is this, Lo-Fi Peach. Where's my blush brush? I got a whole bunch of Real Techniques blush brushes recently. Like, I just got this Instant Cheek Pop when they had the sale for $6. I actually really like this brush, though. I like to use it for cream stuff, though. So I'm going to try to put this blush on and hopefully it'll show up. If it doesn't, we're going to put the shimmer one on top of it anyway, so it'll be fine. You see what I'm saying? Like, that barely shows up. Like, I'm going to have to build this up quite a bit and then put the shimmer on top of it just so you can actually see it. Because a lot of I can see it in the mirror, but y'all see I went into it 4 times and you just starting to see the blush now. So, but this is my favorite out of the two. The rose one, I just felt like made me look really ashy. I don't know if it's because of like my skin tone, but I felt like I just looked extremely ashy. And it was not a vibe. So see, you can barely, and I mean barely see it. And I dipped into it about 3 or 4 times just for you to barely see it. So I'm assuming that's why they took these off the market. Or maybe they just try to come up with more colors and then re-promote it like they did with the, what's the name of that highlighter? Some kind of surfer or something. Oh, Ray Rider. Yeah. Like, maybe they're just gonna do like that and they're gonna re-promote it. These two and add some more colors that are actually women of color friendly and just make all the colors work. See, like when I put this one on top, then you can see it. But I feel like my face is looking kind of gray now, but that's because I put my blush on top, a little bit on top of my contour bronzer thing. So, and this part here is looking gray, but that's because of that. It has nothing to do with like itself. And it feels good to just be like blush place anywhere you want, because you know ain't nobody gonna see it because you're gonna have to have on a mask. I know that's probably like really petty and somebody in the comment section like, what? But yeah, so this I don't necessarily recommend for anybody my skin tone, but again, you can't buy it anymore, so it kind of doesn't matter. Let's get into the highlighter finally, which is called Mars Melter. I'm gonna swatch all the ones I have. I have 4 Kaleidos highlighters now. This is number 4. Their highlighter formula is really nice. I will give them that. That is one of the few things I do like from them. I like their brushes. I like their highlighters. I do like this Chisel set, and I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes that I like from them. So everything isn't bad. It's just I always feel like their eyeshadows are overhyped to be more than what they are. My highlighter, my Diamond Dasher broke, if you all remember correctly, so I gave the replacement away and giveaway because it's like, since it was so sparkly and glittery, I didn't really concern myself with it too much. The company was quick about sending me another one though. Like when I told them, they sent me another one, and then they sent me the eyeshadow primer that I had bought from them because I ordered 2, but they had only put 1 in my box. They're another company that's really good with their customer service, like, because as soon as I told them, they was on it. They was like, okay. And then they emailed me, and then I think within like the same week it went out, so they be on it. So I have the original Ray Rider. I don't have the new one. I didn't buy the new one. It wasn't that deep. So I swatched the Diamond Dasher, Ray Rider, Solar Sailor, and then I'm gonna swatch the new one last, which is Mars Melter. And Solar Sailor is actually my favorite. It's what I wanted, what do you call it? Trophy Wife to be. Like, it's that gold, but it's not like nearly as glittery as Trophy Wife is. So, and that's Mars Melter. This is what we're gonna put on now. Solar Sailor, Ray Rider, and Diamond Dasher. I actually want to kind of put Diamond Dasher on top of Mars Melter and see how that'll work out. The only thing is my Diamond Dasher is broken, so we're gonna see how this gonna work out. But yeah, I'm gonna put both of them on. So let me take these swatches off my fingers so we can go ahead and do that. And then finally get into the part that I'm actually most excited about, which we all know is the eyeshadow. So open this one. So we're gonna start off with Mars Melter. And I always keep the little what do you call it? plastics sleeve on top of these highlighters. I don't know why. I guess I'm scared it's gonna break after, like, I got one in the mail that did break, so I just be paranoid now. Look how cool that looks. Like, it gives such a cool reddish, like, fuchsia pink type thing. And I feel like it's blending in perfectly with the blush we put on. So it's tying together nicely. I don't know how it's going to go with the rest of my makeup for the rest of the day, because y'all know I still got other eyeshadow looks to do. So I feel like I'm going to be looking kind of crazy with a red-ass highlighter, then this extra sparkly, glittery highlighter in addition to all that. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Especially since I had, like, a plan to do an all-nude, bronzy type look, and then I'm going to have all this crazy colors on my face. Like, it's going to be quite amusing to look at in the thumbnail, I swear. Because y'all going to be like, what the hell is this? Like, how you going to have all this crazy red and unique makeup on and then come up with this bronzy ass eye look? It's like I had to keep the eyes boring because the rest of my face is just like bam, pow, in your face, you know, sis. So I, you know, yeah. But yeah, I'm really liking the color of this highlighter. And what I like about theirs is like they're really subtle, but at the same time they give you can see like the colorful impact, but it's not like a bam, pow, like glittery, crazy explosion in your face for all of them. Now the one we about to put on, Diamond Dasher, is just that, a sparkly, crazy, bam in your face version of highlighter, but you know, it's fine. The cheekbones can be an extra bit sparkly. I don't know if I'm gonna put this on my entire face, but I know I'm gonna put on cheekbones to make it extra bam pow in your face, especially since once I take off this eyeshadow look and do the other eyeshadow looks, like it'll have disappeared anyway. So that's why I'm not really too concerned, because after I sponge the powders into my face and we get done with this eye look, I'm gonna have to take it off and do other stuff. And because I take my highlighter where I take it, when I take off my eyeshadow and stuff, the highlighter will most likely disappear and calm the hell down. Now, the one of my eyebrows is not going to change. It's just going to be there, but, you know, whatever. I ain't really concerned about it. So, yeah, but I'm really liking this Diamond Dasher and Mars Melter thing. So, I love Kaleidos highlighters. Okay, now we're finally going to get into the part that I'm most excited about, which is the eyeshadow palette. Yes, 1,000 times yes to the eyeshadow palette. Just by the look of it, I say 1,000 times yes. But we're going to actually try it out now and see how we feel about it. We put this highlighter in, now that we have swatched all of them on my hand. So Diamond Dasher lives here just because, you know, it broke and I didn't want to have to deal with that whole mess of it falling in my bag and all that after I got it over here. So once I got it over here, I was like, you just live here now. It's fine. And I'm going to use their eyeshadow primer so that way we don't have any confusion. That's the extra one they had to send me after I had originally ordered it and they didn't send it. And then I told them how my Diamond Dasher broke. So, I feel like they're a brand that plays a lot of attention to their packaging, which, I mean, that's for some people works. I mean, I'm not that huge on packaging. Unless it's like a luxury high-end brand. If it's a luxury high-end brand, then I expect your packaging to be on point because you charge an obscene amount of money. Since they're more of, I feel like, you know, I don't feel like they're high-end, but I feel like they're like that in-between affordable and like, you know, high-end brand market. So I feel like they, you know, I feel like they pay attention a lot to packaging considering they're not like a high-end brand. But, you know, maybe one day they'll get up there in price, especially since, you know, they're really popular. I'm hoping they don't because of where they are. You're where a lot of makeup is made, so I feel like their price point is good considering, you know, they are in a place where a lot of brands, including like MAC, used to make their stuff, and I don't know if MAC still makes their stuff there or not, but this is Lunar Lavender. So let's open her up, and it goes like this. It says Futurism, what is that, 6? So I don't know if the other one is 7, and I put it back in here backwards, my bad, and it says makeup on the bright side. I don't feel like my older palettes did that. I thought they just had like a little sleeve that you pulled it out of or whatever. I don't know though. But this is what it looks like. And then here are the shades. I'm like everybody else. I don't like the fact that the, you know, they got it on here. Like, why don't you just put them on the back and do like ColourPop does. Put them on the back in the right order. Just don't put them on the back. And then I got to try to read from opposite to opposite because I'm not feeling it. Okay, I'm not feeling it at all. But anyway, these are the shades. Close it up so you can see. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to use. Because I want to do 2 different eye looks. But at the same time, I'm like, since it's only a 5-pan palette, I can't really be... I started 6-pan palette. I can't really do too much. Because if I do too much, then it's like, you know, what am I supposed to do when I have to do a video for y'all on IGTV with it? So I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and do one eye look with it. I'm going to do... I think I'm going to do the light eye look on here. And then I'll do like the darker one with this dark purple and this smoky duochrome blue purple shifting shade. Because like on camera it's blue, but in real life it's purple over here where I am. So I think I'm going to use that one on IG. Because I just did a look similar to this with Pat McGrath and the the Viseart Neutrals 2 palette. Literally like yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and get some brushes out because as usual I am not prepared at all. And then I'm going to use this shade, that shade, and just this one right here. So I'm not gonna do any lash line work. Sorry, it's not happening. I have too much going on as far as eye looks I need to do today, especially since I think I only did one eye look last night. It might have been 2, I don't remember. Like an old person. Child, don't start me to lie. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm only concerned with, I think I might have to use a dark shade so we can have a darker color on the outer V. But you know, there's that. Let's go ahead. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna just use the lighter color and start out with that one on the outer V. Then we're gonna go into the crease with the light purple, and then I'm just put the shimmery purple all over the lid. So we're gonna keep it simple, we can keep it light, we can keep it fresh. I'm going to use this brush to go in with that first shade I told y'all about. And as you can see, it's really light though, so I might have to mix in the brown shade with it just so you can have some dimension on the outer V. Because right now it's just looking like, what? You see that, girl? Like, exactly, you don't, that's a problem. It just looks like some ashy shade I just stuck on the outer V. I was hoping it would darken up when I went to go blend it, but no, it's not. It's not happening, sis. It's not happening. And I want to do a palette mashup with this and Astral Pink, of course, because y'all know that's my favorite Kaleidos palette. I'm not even that big on the Escape Pod, but Astral Pink just, it's a vibe. Yeah, see, you can see a little bit of darkness now because I'm adding that darker brown into that color. But otherwise, before it was like, who you playing with, ma'am? What do you think you're doing? If you don't take yourself on somewhere, this is a joke. Okay, so it's giving a little bit more, but still not giving me exactly what I want. But, you know, we're going to have to just accept it for what it is. It's like Mary J. Blige. We're going to take it as it is. We can have nothing at all. So we just going to have to take it as it is because I already spent the $24, so it's too late. It's too late. I am liking this color, but it's not liking me in return. So this would probably be better for me as a crease shade or like to dust over that purple. So I'm probably going to use that to dust over the purple when I give y'all the IGTV video. I'm going to try to do that later on tonight since I'm figuring I'm not going to have to take pictures. But I might do it now after I film this and give y'all my initial thoughts on it. Because I'm trying to have this video go up tomorrow. This will be y'all Monday video. And then Tuesday I'll try to make like the hip dot video. Because I need to do a picture with that eye look in order to have a thumbnail for it to go up. Because I think it's supposed to go up like Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, so the darkness on the outer V is just not really there. But, you know, whatever. This is what I got to work with. Y'all see, y'all saw the colors. Y'all saw what I have to work with. So I just have to work with that. As long as it's a little bit light, because I feel like the shimmer is going to be the star of the show. I'm going to distract you from the fact that the outer V isn't, you know, really popping when it comes to like darkening like I like. But I won't dip into that shade too much. So we're just going to start with the light purple. I feel like it's not doing that much. He's like, oh God. Okay. I'm just trying to like tap that in the crease. I notice I'm not blending it. I'm just tapping it because I feel like once I go to blend it out, it's going to be like, it's just going to disappear into nothing. Let's go ahead and pat on the other side and try to make them. And y'all know colors like this, I usually tap all over the lid. And this is why, because I feel like it's not really transitioning or translating that well on my eyes when I'm using it like as a transition shade or other things. So yeah, I feel like it's not giving me the color I necessarily want. Maybe I should have used a different brush to put it into the crease. I don't know. I blended out that one time, so I think I'm not going to blend it out this time. I think I'm just going to leave it in there the way it is, and then I'll blend out the like top part, and I might put this color over the top of that as well again. I don't know. We'll see, because it's just looking real milky and not necessarily, you know, what I wanted, but hopefully the shimmer can save it, because right now I'm just like, it's a no for me, dog, because I feel like I have lilac-y shades that I'll show y'all in a little bit that work better than this too. So go ahead and put this light shimmer on the lid and see how that works. Ooh. Okay, so it's flaking up a lot, but it's giving really nice color payoff. So yeah, like I said, the shimmer was gonna have to save the day, and it did. So I just plan on doing what I normally do, which is use this lilac-y shade all over the lid, because it's not cutting it just as a crease color for someone my skin tone. Unless I use a white base. If I use the white base, then maybe it'll work out better, but you know, with their base, it's just not cutting it for people my skin tone. Now, if you lighter, it might work for you. But if you got melanin, you saw it's not working with a primer. You're gonna have to use like that new one from Revolution or a different kind of base, because it's just not, no. It's not a vibe at all, no. I have to try to go outside and get some look at me. I think I'm sexy pictures. Real quick. Okay, yeah, so that is pretty much the eye look. So I'll swatch the shades that I didn't use. Matter of fact, I'll just swatch all of them. It's only like 6. Swatch them in order they're in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to wipe off the highlighters, y'all. So I'm gonna just swatch them behind the highlighters, since I already have them on my fingers. I think I'm gonna end up having to swatch the comparison swatches on IG. I'll show y'all the palettes here, but I'm gonna do this swatch comparisons on IG when I do the other eye look, just because this video already long as hell, because I had to test out the sponge in it from the last collection that I did not test. So these are the 6 shades. As you can see, that's the one I was trying to blend in my crease. As you can see, it barely shows up on my skin, so it's more like my skin tone. Then you have this one. This is the one that's on the lid. This is the one we're going to use on IG. This is the one that's in the crease. And this is the one I put a little bit on the outer V, just so we can have some type of dimension. So, my thoughts on this collection. I actually like the palette. I don't see any difference in the formula. I do feel like the formula in the Astro Pink, the original one, is a little bit better than this one. This one right here, the Astro Pink, number 3. I always thought it was number 2, but it's number 3 apparently. Oh yeah, I forgot number 2 is that bronzy one that I don't care anything about. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a palette mashup with both of these, so stay tuned, because look how gorgeous this is. And then this is a cute little situation going on. So I'm definitely going to use those in future videos to palette mash up. But I like this palette. And y'all know it's rare that Kaleidos impresses me, like the Escape Pod palette. I told y'all I didn't like, because I didn't. I have it here too though, so we can look at some colors in there and see if they're similar to this, because the Astro Pink one doesn't really have any colors similar to it, other than like maybe like this shade right here, but it doesn't even have a brown in it like this one does. It has a black, and then it has like a blue shimmer in it, but it's not the same as that shimmer. Oh, open the palette backwards. Okay, and then this one here, I didn't really like this one, but I feel like there might be some similar colors, like maybe that one, and it has purples in it. It has purple shimmers in it too, and then it has like the brown or whatever. I know the Fancy Face used the brown out of this palette to deepen her crease because she was like me and like the brown was deep enough. So I might have to do that in my video. Just be aware now. I'm telling you now, I might end up having to do it. But yeah, I like the palette, and I really like the face palette, which I'm shocked about because I really like the way my contour and my bronzer looked. And y'all know I'm not big on contouring, but you know, I was like, I can mess with the contour just a little bit if it's like that, you know. I felt like it looked really nice, and I was quite impressed with it. Now the highlighter, I already like the highlighters, so I actually like everything I picked up for once. Oh crap, I don't know why I closed that palette up. Like, I don't have to compare it. I have to show y'all similar color stories to it. So let me do that real quick, and then we gonna end this video because it's about to be damn near an hour long and anybody got time for that. So I have It's My Pleasure, of course. Let's open this one up. Sorry, get the plastic off it. So as you can see, like, this one and this one are pretty similar, and this one gives you more colors, and this one is $24, while this one is only $12. So if you have this, you don't necessarily need this Kaleidos one at all. I just got it to like see if the formula had changed like everybody was saying it had. And I personally don't feel like it did. I mean, like, it's different from the Escape Pod and the original one. But I like the formula, so it's fine with me. Then we have Lilac You a Lot in this palette. So again, really similar shades to this one. It just doesn't have like that blue purple shimmer going on, the dual chromey type situation. And it doesn't have any browns in it, but the first one had the browns in it. So I feel like the first one looks more like this palette than the second one does. And even if you got both of these still equal the price of this one palette here. So just keep that in mind, because this is $24. If these are $12 a piece, you get 18 shades for the same $24. So like I said, just be mindful of that. And the last one I have is the Violets palette from Juvia's Place. Now, if I remember correctly, aren't these like $12? Don't quote me because I honestly don't remember, but I know this one is the least likely to look like it. But again, like, I just want to show all the purple options that I automatically thought of when I saw this palette. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I will put on this gloss real quick. I don't like their lip tonic things. They're more of like a tinted type, balmy type lipstick. It doesn't really keep that much color. See, it's like shears out to like that tint situation. Y'all know I don't like that. I'm gonna just put on the gloss that came from the last collection, and then we will be done with the video. But I definitely recommend you try out the face palette if you're my skin tone. You saw how smooth that stuff blended out and how nice it looked. If you want to get the eyeshadow palette, be my guest, but I'm not gonna tell you how to have it. I would tell you to invest in the 2 purple ColourPop palettes, and I feel like you get more shades for your buck, and you're gonna get like shades that actually be dark enough for you to darken your eyes with and things of that nature. So I recommend those. I don't like their lip glosses because, as you can see, it's quite sheer, and if I want a sheer lip gloss, I would reach for my Fenty ones, or I'll reach for my Maybelline ones, because I feel like they have more of a moisturizing, hydrating effect to the lip. This is just like some glittery stuff, and I don't feel like it hydrates or does anything in particular to help my lips. So I don't recommend their lip products just because I don't like sheer stuff like this. And then, like, I like more opaque glosses that have glitter, and if I'm gonna have gloss, it doesn't. See, it looks opaque on the hand, but like once you put on your lips, it doesn't do too much anything. So this is fine. It's like a topper gloss for somebody like me, but just as a gloss I can wear on its own, I would not recommend or buy this at all. So those are my thoughts on this collection. I'm trying to wrap it up quicker because, like I said, this is long as hell. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, y'all are diamonds. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.